Hey, Tribe, thank you for joining Thursday Night Live. We are still in the series, Minding Your Business. We have the running Mac of the Rubber Duck Mobile Detailing with us on tonight. Listen, you guys know what to do in the Facebook streets. Make sure you share and tag. Repurpose Room, get everybody in the room. And on YouTube, hit the subscribe button and like the video as you invite somebody in. And we're going to play just a little bit of music and we're going to get started on tonight. So you guys put some hearts on the screen for our guest, Ronnie Mack. Thank him for being here with us on tonight. And listen, you guys get everybody in the room and we're going to get started. Awesome. We see you guys coming in all the rooms. Thank you for being in here. Listen, welcome to Repurpose. We're in the Minding Your Business series where all of the for the entire month of February, we have been meeting with people that have helped us talk about your budget, talk about multiple streams of income. We have the Ronnie Mack with us on tonight to help us understand the ins and outs of starting your own business. So listen, get everybody in all of the rooms, hit that subscribe button in YouTube, hit the like the video in all of the other rooms, share, invite, and tag. Get everybody in the room on tonight. If you're coming back through later, do us a solid. Put in the chat hashtag replay. Awesome. We are going to go ahead and get started. I see you guys populating in all of the rooms, and I thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing, tagging, and inviting. Perfect. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Awesome. Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Come on, you guys, put some hearts on the screen for our guest, Ronnie Mack. Show him we know exactly how to behave when company comes in. Put some hearts on the screen. Love on him. I see you guys. I see you in all of the rooms. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Yes, I see you in the chat. Good evening. How was your day? Drop one word in the chat to describe how your day has been. How has your day, how's your week been? Just drop one word in the chat to let me know how you guys have been this week and today. Awesome, awesome. Awesome. All right, let's get started again. Okay, I see you good and productive. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I see y'all in the chat telling me how your day has been. It's almost Friday. I will see some of you guys in the morning for our live at 5:55 Faith Friday tomorrow morning. Listen, I see you coming in all of the rooms. We're going to go ahead and get started. And we want to thank you again. Thank you for all the hearts I see on the screen. You had a busy day. I can feel you on that. Listen, let's put some hearts again on the screen for our guest, Ronnie Mack Jr. Come on here of the Rubber Duck Mobile Detailing Company. Listen, I am so grateful that he is here with us on tonight. Ronnie Mack, thank you so much for accepting this invite. I'm grateful that My son Courtney was able to connect us. As soon as I dropped this vision on him, he literally, your name was the first name that came up, and he was like, Mama, you know who he is? And I was like, well, I thought he was a basketball coach with you guys. And so I'm so excited that you are here. You are an entrepreneur. You own your own mobile detailing company. We just talked before the live that you have been, you cross state lines to go service your clients. And so listen, Ronnie, when did you know, when was the moment? And if you guys are in the chat and you're thinking about and you're praying about, like, I really want to be an entrepreneur, put it in the chat. Me too. Me too. I want to do this. I want to do this. And Ronnie's going to drop some nuggets on tonight that I'm maybe going to help some of you make the leap, make the jump. And so, Ronnie, when did you know? Well, let's back up. What were you doing 9 to 5, so to speak, before you got the vision for the rubber duck detailing company? What were you doing?
Well, when I first started, I was doing personal training. So I was doing personal training, sports performance training. Then it went to, I was working in a hospital as an ortho tech, just because that was part of my degree. I got in biology. And then I stopped there and went to personal training again. And after that, I literally just changed, and I said, I'm going to bet on myself, and started mobile detailing.
Was there something about your jobs that was not satisfying? What was the last thing that just like pushed you into something that so many people find very difficult to do? They're afraid, they're procrastinating. It's something about the unknown that makes us kind of pause and freeze, even if we have a great idea, a great desire. What really pushed you to be like, this is it, I'm going to jump all in and do this?
It was, it's funny because I was a personal trainer at 24E Health and Fitness Club, the downtown location here in Birmingham. And I just remember just sitting at the desk, and they give you scripts to talk to people, trying to sell personal training. And I'm just big on, when you do personal training, if I ask you, would you like a personal trainer? I'm big on, if you say no, that's it for me. And it's not
really a salesman.
Yeah, my goal is not to sell you if you don't want to do it. Because even if I have to show you, then you're probably not going to push yourself the way you want to, like for the goals that you say you want.
Yeah.
And I literally I was looking at how much I was getting paid, and I was just scaling it, because at that time I still have my own basketball skills training business that I have, but I was like, man, I can make this amount of money doing the basketball skills training. And then I stopped there, and it went to mobile detailing. And that's a whole nother story, like, with it, because a lot of times with the basketball skills training, I can't train kids till they get out of school.
Right.
So my day was free. And I was just like, what am I going to do with my free time? And at that time, I had a nice car, it was a Mercedes, all black, if you ever seen it. And I loved the car. And it started where I cleaned the car all the time, going to the Goo-Goos, as we talk. And then after that, I started cleaning my friend's car. And then it literally just turned into, I'm going to make this into a business, because they talked about how clean their car was when I finished. It literally I said, I'm going to go full force with it. And it's been better than what I thought it was going to be, honestly.
Wow. So give us a point of reference. What year did that happen?
Honestly, it was last year around March, I think.
Wow.
Which is crazy to see how far it's come.
Yeah. And so it's so crazy, because there are some people that have an idea in their head, but it sounds like you organically moved into something that you were already good at, you already had a passion for, personal passion for. And then other people saw how you did it. And then you realize, hey, I'm on to something here.
Mm-hmm.
And so tell us what the process looks like to say, okay, now I'm going to make this mobile. Did you sit down and like, okay, what do I need? What supplies do I need? How
A
do
lot.
I keep flipping the money and putting it back in? Tell us what that looks like when you're really only like a little over a year in.
Honestly, in my case, it is a lot of trial and error. And for me, I'm the type of person where a lot of this business started off of people putting me in positions to wash their car and
Wow.
washing for companies, like I said, because it's mobile and fleet. And so
Yeah.
what a lot of people don't know is that I was doing this out of the back of my 2016 Chevy Cruze with an electrical pressure washer, electrical pressure washer, and just asking, hey, can I use your water at the places, at the people places? And honestly, for me, a big thing is my circle. My circle is not big. And my
Right.
circle, I tell them all the time, like, tell me the truth. Like, tell me what I need to do that you see. And
Wow.
a lot of it is trial and error for me. Like, I just bought a truck because I did the fleet, which is, it went from mobile detailing. Now I have a mobile detailer that does it for me, and then I do fleets. And so a lot of mine is just honestly learning on the job. Like, hey, I need to get this, and on most of it is just putting the money back into it. But a lot for me is I
Yeah.
just I just bet on myself. Honestly, I literally, because I'm a neat freak already, which is huge. So cleaning cars is perfect.
Yeah. Everybody drop it in the chat. Bet on yourself. Did you guys hear what Ronnie Mac said? He said, I bet on myself. He said, listen, when I pulled up to do the detailing, I may not have looked like
No,
what they thought I would look like, but I got the job done. I took pride in my work, and I knew that I could do this. He said, I bet on myself. Prior to us going live with you guys, we even talked about today again how he has a client, one of his first clients is in another state. And so he has that standing appointment with this client. He's got a contract. I don't think he would mind me saying this with Dollar General. He'll get into what those look like. He has two people that are now driving and doing these contracts with him. Tell the tribe how you just said to me that whenever you get a new client, a new corporate contract, so to speak, tell them what you do personally to get to know the client, and then what that process looks like.
for me, when I talk to the client, like for instance, I talked to Dollar General um, on the phone, the fleet manager.
Mm-hmm.
Um, when I talked to him, I told him my price, right? And
Mm-hmm.
he said, when I told him my price, he said, "Man, that's kind of low. You should, like, because you're washing semi trucks." But
Right.
me as a person, I told him, I said, which is what I tell all my clients that I talk to, especially when they're in corporate, I care about the relationship more than that, because what I learned, as we all just went through with COVID, I
Right.
leaned through that and experience, which is what I did with basketball skills training when I did that as well, is I would rather you care about the relationship and know that Ronnie's our guy.
Yep.
And then I don't want you to look at my business as I'm digging in your pockets, if that makes sense.
Absolutely.
So for me, that's why I tell them all the time, I care about our relationship bigger than my price, because like I've always told even my trainers with basketball, the money is going to come if you do the job.
Yeah.
A lot of people put the money before the job, which is why you get bad jobs or crappy jobs. And so,
Okay, Ronnie, we've got to really park on that because I want us to hear what he's saying, guys, because so many times, so often, especially when you're an entrepreneur, we're chasing the money, and the relationship with the client, sometimes even the quality of our work, is not priority. It's about, let me make the sale, let me get the money. I've seen so many people that overcommit and underserved because they're chasing the money, and then they end up losing on the back end. And so I want you guys to hear what he said. He said, I even went in a little under just to build rapport and relationship with my clients. And we all know that if you can do that and really get in well with somebody and do a great job, as we go about, in another 12 months or so, hey, I can make my clients aware of the increase. And so, Ronnie, how do you handle that when you have to broach that subject with a client, especially when they come back to you maybe at the beginning or the end of a fiscal year and say, hey, we want to keep you in the budget. What is that going to look like?
Oh, for me, I try to cover that on the front end of things because, as I said, like for instance, I talked to Dollar General a couple days ago, and I asked them because they give you a file and they have the months on there, and you fill in the trucks that you've done already, right? And I asked them, I said, hey, I just wanted to know, how long does this contract last? And he said, oh, Ronnie, you're fine. Like, I just haven't updated it yet. But he said, you don't have to worry about it. You're good. And he said, you're good with me unless you just don't want to work here with us anymore, or if I leave, anything like that.
Correct.
And the reason why I brought that up is because, to your question, is a lot of what I've learned is that when it comes to this business, people are going to give you the work, especially if one, they like you. That's the biggest thing.
Right.
Because there may be somebody out there that does wash semi trucks or do detailing better. If they like you, you're already winning in that, and you don't have to worry about it. Because with my business, I make sure that when you're dealing with my business, the Rubber Duck, that I want you to almost, and I'll talk about this later when we bring it up, but like at my shop that I have here, when you come there to my shop, most of the time, how people have waiting rooms, right? Most of my clients sit outside with me while I'm detailing their car.
Wow.
Because we're talking, I want a family atmosphere. I'm just big on when it comes to that, because now it's almost like you're stuck with me.
Yes.
That's what it is.
Yeah. Yeah. Awesome. So you've got these contracts, you're starting to grow. It's just you're pulling up in this first car that doesn't look like, okay, like where's the water? Where's the tank?
Yeah.
So let's even talk about the supplies and the amount of water it takes to do what you do. And where does that source come from? I heard you say that in the beginning, there were times where you would ask your client, hey, may I use your water? So what does that look like now? Like how many gallons of water does the Rubber Duck company go through in a month?
I mean, for me, it's huge because, like for instance, I just got a truck, so now that truck has a 100-gallon water tank on it,
Ooh.
and the guy who's a mobile detailer for me, he has a 100-gallon water tank. And what's crazy is we were talking today at looking at a 275-gallon water tank, just because what we try to do is we may be riding and somebody may want their car if we hand our cards out, and they may want to wash right then. So we're trying to make sure that we cater to our clients as much as we can. But I mean, you're easily going through, I mean, easily 1,000 gallons, because I mean, you got to think, even when you do the Dollar General fleets or the electrical company fleets, like it's taking so much water. So like in the beginning, it was, when I had the Chevy Cruze, it was, hey, can I just hook up to your spigot outside?
Yeah.
Because it was electric. I was using their water, their electricity. I
Oh,
was because I had electrical. I didn't have the generator yet for it as well either.
I gotcha.
So that's why I said in the beginning, it's just trial and error. It's just me doing it for a amount of time, saving money and putting money into the business until I could get a truck and keep growing it.
So you talked about something very important, because this month we're talking about business, how to handle the business, manage your money. Talk about how important it is as an entrepreneur who does not have your job depositing your check in your account every other Friday or once a month or however people are paid. How important is it as an entrepreneur who could literally be getting cash or different sales every day. How important is it to allot, manage that money, and know how to put it back into the business?
It's huge. The biggest thing is what I would tell anybody is please get a business checking account,
Mhm.
please. And for me, when it comes to, I have money or different places that I put my money where it may just be stashed away as cash here or in an account. I try to make sure what I've learned is keep money everywhere so that you're not just having it at one source.
Mhm.
Because being an entrepreneur, you can get money all the time, like us, every day.
Mhm.
And you can get lost in, hey, I have this much money. And that's huge to make sure you don't get that way because one, of course, when taxes come,
Mhm.
make sure you get an LLC. It's so many things that you have to look at that entrepreneur is not just free money. Because what a lot of people don't understand is you may work more than the 9 to 5 people.
Absolutely.
You're just free of
Yeah.
that, which is why another reason why I stopped working a 9 to 5 because I would look at how people were running a business and I didn't like it. And I
Right.
was like, I can do this myself. But
Right.
but going back to what you were saying is saving is huge. Even if it's what I learned is the percentage you need to save.
Right.
So 20 to 30%
Wow.
make. And you have to be disciplined enough to put that to the side and not touch it. Because honestly, the 20 to 30% is for when you pay taxes. You
That's
start that way.
it. Y'all drop it in the chat. Discipline, discipline, discipline. Because there are a lot of people on social media and in these media social streets that glamorizes being an entrepreneur, that glamorizes working for myself when in essence, we don't work for ourselves. We really are working for our clients. And so there's always somebody telling us what to do.
Yeah.
Um, but if we want to stay in business, but we've got all these people that are making it, making running your business romantic and sexy, and it's all fun, and I'm able to do what I want to do when I want to do. Ronnie Mac, what do you say to that?
When you build it to that point, like for me, I'm lucky enough, blessed enough to be able to have close people that help me.
Yeah.
Where in the beginning, I was making the trips to Montgomery, Decatur, Huntsville. Like I was doing that myself. And I think I posted on Instagram, these 5 a.m.s are gonna pay off soon. Right.
Yeah.
And sometimes I look around and I'm working 7 days a week, but it's because I love what I'm doing. It really doesn't bother me as much because
Does
what
it feel
I
like a hard job because you are doing what you love to do? And I hear a common thread with you. You're building rapport and relationship with your clients.
Mhm.
And that makes all the difference. Even on the days we're tired, even on the days where we're booked solid and it's like, oh my goodness, I've only had 5 hours of sleep. And talk about how your basketball training and physical training, and the discipline in that play into what you're doing now.
It's huge. For me, like I played basketball in college, um, played in prep school, and it carries over, which is what they tell you all the time. Like even if you don't play in the NBA or professional, like what you learn with practicing in the mornings, maybe at nights, games on the road, it carries over,
Yeah.
and a lot of that has helped me um, basically keep those same things. So like I may not go to the gym as much, but when I wake up at 5, right? Or 4:30. I
Mhm.
stretch, do my push-ups. I find ways to fit all that in. And for instance, for me now is with my watch, it's fitness app on my phone, and it's
Yep.
calculating steps. So my goal is hey, I want to get 10,000 steps every day.
Yeah. That's it.
And you
Yeah.
have to just find different ways. Then it goes to eating better. And
Yes.
it's just so many things that you can do where it's not, hey, I don't have to go to the gym all the time. Like eat
Yeah.
better. steps, push-ups, whatever you can do,
Yeah.
it'll help you. And it just translates over.
Yeah. I hear you because again, circling back to being an entrepreneur, it's like you said, we can sometimes find ourselves working more than we do as an entrepreneur, especially in the beginning, than we did on our 9 to 5. And if we don't have a good balance and if we're not taking care of ourselves, it's going to be hard to juggle all of that. It's hard to make all of that work. And so you're helping us to understand that, hey, there's a lot that goes into doing this thing called entrepreneurship. So what is next for Ronnie Mac? What is next for the Rubber Duck mobile detailing? What is your big, what is your next big thing that you see yourself wanting to do with the company?
It's two things. Is like I said, I have the shop. So
Mm-hmm.
right now with the shop, I'm just growing that, and I'm kind of making that to where it's where I don't want a lot of traffic through there. So like what I'm doing is I'm building it to where brands with coffee brands I'm talking to, uh,
Yeah.
even mixed drinks, building a bar in there. I just want, and I have the TV set up and everything, but I'm just trying to make that to where it is friendly as possible. Like I don't want you to I want you to be as comfortable as you can in my shop.
Right. Right.
And the next thing is building the fleets. And when I say fleets, like for instance, I talked to two companies today, uh,
Mm-hmm.
U.S. Foods and Blair Logistics. They're in Atlanta.
That's huge,
Yeah.
Ronnie.
And that's what the biggest thing for me is I tell people all the time, I like mobile detailing,
Yeah.
always trying to figure out how can I make more with doing less. So I have my mobile detailer, right? And
Yeah.
what I like to do is I like to do the opposite. So everybody, if you ever notice multiple detailing, the the um the washes around town, the car washes around
Mhm.
the everybody's going to the detailing cars and the quick washes. But what I want to do is do the opposite of what everybody else is doing because then I'm in a lane of my own.
Yeah.
I preach to my friends is I'm staying in my own lane.
Wow.
And what I want to do is make it to where, hey, I'm that name that people understand when I reach out. Because now it is, I reach out to a company is, what's your business? And it's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
this is who I am. But that's okay for me because when I mention Dollar General and the big company,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
then they understand to take me more serious now.
Yeah. So you're building your resume, and you and I talked about something else where you threw out net 60. And I was like, hold up, what does that mean? So let's circle back and talk about that so that people understand certain terms that
Mhm.
companies use, even as it pertains to getting your money. So what does net 60 mean?
So they have net 30s and net 60s. Some people even have net 90s.
Oh my.
And so what I had to learn is with Dollar General is net 60 is I do the work and then I get paid 2 months out, 60 days out.
Yeah.
And this is the part that can separate you as an entrepreneur or if you're going into a new field. So when I talked to the fleet manager there, he told me, "Are you okay with net 60?" He asked me that. And I asked him, I didn't know. I only knew net 30s, but it was another name that they used. So
Mhm.
when he said net 60, I said, "Oh, I'm fine with that because I have other contracts to where
Right.
I won't be pressed to just wait on that one." But just me betting on myself, as we talked about earlier, and
Mhm.
doing things how I do it, how I want to do it,
Yeah.
I was able to get that contract because he said a lot of people aren't okay with that.
Yeah.
But the question is, why aren't people okay with that? And a lot of people skip over that instead of really understanding that, hey, you can separate yourself if you're patient. If you're
Desperation. Desperation.
mm-hmm.
Yeah. Desperation will make us even lose higher end clients like that because, we need the money now. And I also hear something else with you, and this is when you and I first talked, how you said it. You don't want all clients.
No.
There's a certain caliber of client that the Rubber Duck Mobile Company wants to service.
Yes.
Tell us why.
It is because it's like, I don't know, I want certain clients because having certain clients will prep you to getting that same client and putting you into another realm that you didn't even know you could get into. So for instance, when I first started, I was doing at the back of the Chevy Cruze, right? I was doing, and this is nothing against anybody, but I was doing cars that people just, they didn't take care of.
Right.
So now, as I keep working and I keep using my resources, then I start doing people with Ferraris, Rolls Royces, Mercedes, and you start dealing with different clientele. And that clientele, it almost makes you a little bit hungrier to keep getting those clients. I'll still do whoever I need to, right? But when you reach that level, it's like how people say, I bought a Rolls Royce just because of the circle it's going to put me in.
Right.
It's nothing against anybody else, but if you want to be in a certain circle, then you do that. Like that, but that's how I think. And once I got a taste of that, it's like, how can I keep doing it? Once I got a taste of a fleet, doing a fleet, especially when you get a company like Dollar General. Like I said, my first contract was a fire and restoration company.
Yep.
All right. He put me in this realm of being able to do this. And so what I do is I just expand on it. Because for me, I'm not afraid to take chances. I'll fail as much as I need to, because every time I fail, I'm learning. I'm learning every time.
Wow. I think you and I talked about this too when we first connected, where there's also another science behind why you do things the way that you do. You prefer company contracts over, because those are solid, versus me telling you that, hey, come by my job or come by my house on Friday. I get paid on Friday. Come see me on Friday. And then you texting and calling me on Friday. I won't respond. Or, you know, I forgot, I overpromised you something that I couldn't afford to do. And you were banking on that money. And now, you know, you put it in your numbers and now you're not getting it. Talk about that.
For me, I've always been this way. I have patience, but when it comes to getting things done, a lot of times, even with my friends, like I'm really just own it with them. Like I challenge my friends a lot. And so like if you're in my circle, like I'm always pushing you to be better. And just honestly with I'm just pushing you to be who you are.
Yeah.
I know you can be. But and so for me, I like clients. I don't like dealing with clients who are wishy-washy, just because one, you may not pay me what I'm worth, one, and I've had to learn that as well. And also those clients want way more. For instance, there's a guy downtown Birmingham who, millionaire, right? He has a Ferrari, he has the Sprinter bus. When he messages me, it is, hey Ronnie, I need you to, can you be here Tuesday, 9:00 a.m. He's beating me in the morning, messaging me. He's telling me what he wants done. I would rather deal with that, because now I know what you're thinking and I know what you want. People who are, if I text you, hey, it's been 2 weeks, do you want it this day? And they say, yeah. And then when that day comes, I don't like that, because it's not good business. Because now you're letting me see that you don't respect my business. And even though that guy who's the millionaire he may be a little pushy, it's okay. I know what he wants.
Yeah.
And that's what I try to push with. I try to stay away from those clients.
Yeah. Well, you also know that it's dependable.
It is.
You're looking in entrepreneurship. All of us should be, if you're an entrepreneur, you're looking to build stability. And I heard you also say this, and you and I talked about this when we first connected. You can't do that being desperate.
No.
You can be hungry, but when you're desperate, You will lower your standards. You'll change your standards
Mhm.
just to make a dollar, only to really be losing out on the in the end. And
Mhm.
so you have set a standard that, number one, your clients see it, the people that are connecting with you, that are working for you, see it. You're knocking on some pretty big doors for new contracts that are coming down the pipe. And so, what is it going to look like when you have to hire more people on your team? Like, what is that criteria? Because I know some of the people in your circle, so I know the standard. I know the level of training and stuff you guys, are used to. What is it going to, if you were hiring somebody, what's the requirement? Like, what is the because you're very upfront, you're very honest, you don't mince words. What is it going to look like to interview with Lee Ronnie Mack Jr. for the Rubber Duck Detailing Company?
One of the biggest things is I would take them around my circle first, and when I
Mm,
say that, I take them to my shop and let them detail a car and see
okay.
how they interact, because a lot of my circle, like, they know what they want, and they know how they feel when it comes to people. They're big on people and their energies.
Yeah.
Another thing is the guy who does my mobile detailing for me, he is straightforward. Like, he's gonna challenge you. He may make you mad. So I would definitely let them go on a trip together, because I know when he's gonna say, "Ronnie, no,
I
no,
got you.
yes to that." But honestly, for me, it's just I want to see how you deal with people.
Yeah.
If you can't deal with people, because now you got what, as an entrepreneur and you hiring people, the client is important. So now I want you to be able to go. If you got to go to, I don't know, let's say you got to go to Decatur,
Hmm.
wash a car. All right.
Right. Right.
I want you to go there, and the client needs to trust you and feel good with you there, because you're going to somebody's home who don't know you.
Yeah.
They're just going off of that. They know me. And so for me, that's why I said I'm going to send you with the guy who does my mobile detailing,
Mhm.
because I know he's going to be sitting and watching and looking.
Right.
It's really not too complicated. It's just, how good are you going to be with people?
Yeah.
Because it hurt us for future reference, because you never know who those people know.
Correct. You brought me to this next question. How important in what you do is word of mouth? Because again, when we're out here in these media social streets, there are people, I can't think of the young girl's name. This happened a few years ago. They assumed because she had millions of followers on Instagram that she could sell a product, only to find that she literally didn't even sell a dozen t-shirts.
Mm.
The numbers didn't, they just weren't adding up. And come to find out, she wasn't really connecting with her audience. She wasn't, yeah, you had a viral moment and your numbers went up, but there wasn't a lot of engagement.
Mhm.
And so, how important is word of mouth in your business? Because, like you just said, you're getting ready to walk into a phase where your team is going to stretch and expand.
Mhm.
You've got two people with you now that you guys are running together like a well-oiled machine. You trust them. Bringing other people into the mix, the chemistry shifts, and we got to make sure that you know how to deal with people, because wherever I send you, first and foremost, you represent me and you represent my company, and it's my word that got you this job. So, how important is word of mouth, and how has it helped your business?
Word of mouth is huge. As an entrepreneur, anybody that's watching, I would say, look at the people you know. A
Mm,
lot of the contracts I have is who you know. I got the first contract with Fleets, um, just from coaching. I was literally training his kid, and
yep.
I had no idea. And he asked me, "Hey, Ronnie, what?" Like, he was just like, "What are you doing now?" Like, because like I said, with basketball, I do it later on, and I was
Yeah.
free today. And I said, "I just wash cars, like detail cars." And he said, "Well, do you do fleets at all?" And I said, "Yes, of course." Another thing on entrepreneurship: never say No, because I could have lost out on that, which could have not propelled me into fleets past detailing. Uh,
Wow.
but a
Yeah.
lot of time is a lot of people that you need to use that to your advantage. A
Yeah.
lot of my business is literally from people that I know because I mean, people in all types of avenues of work.
Right.
And
Right.
so for me, that's huge. That's honestly how I got the Dollar General contract and this this last contract with Inline,
Mm,
electrical supply is because of who I knew.
right. Awesome. 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 Any last words you want to leave with the Repurpose Tribe and anybody that's going to come back through listening about being an entrepreneur, giving 5-star customer care? Any last words or nuggets? And you guys drop any questions in the chat. I'm looking in the chat. You guys are really leaning into what he's saying. Before we go any further, I want somebody to drop Ronnie's name in all the chats in every room. You see it on the screen there. That is how you can find him on Instagram under Ronnie Mac Jr. And it will be the TRD, which stands for the rubber duck _mobile _detail. But you'll be able to find him on Instagram under Ronnie Mac Jr. And so if you guys have any questions for him, drop it in the chat. If you're loving what he's dropping on you guys tonight, put some hearts on the screen. I see you guys are really engaging. Thank you there on YouTube. I see you putting his name there in the chat. I see you guys are doing that. Awesome. Oh, Ronnie, everybody's in all of the rooms just really loving all of the nuggets you're dropping on tonight. So we are, oh yeah, got it. One person said, all money ain't good money.
That's true. That's true.
And Ronnie said, pretty much that's it. That's what I'm saying. Bet on you. Christine Smiley, who's from Cleveland, Ohio, she said, you are very creative. I think when you were talking about your lounge in your, in your shop and the vision you have for that, everybody is really loving it. Tareka Levette Smith, one of my close, dear sisters here, she was like, wow, the circle is so important. And so, yeah, Christine Smiley, she says, is it really scary thinking about getting big? Are you, does that, because you said something very powerful about how this guy, you're training his kid in basketball. He comes up to you and says, by the way, what else are you doing now? Hey, I'm mobile detailing. Do you do fleets? There is something innate within us that would have been like, no, because we're scared because we've never done it before. But there was something in you that was like, listen, I'm going to grab this and learn as I go. I'm going to figure this out, but I'm going to tell him, sure I do.
Yes.
So tell us what that, because she said, are you afraid? Is it scary thinking about growing and getting big? What would you say to that?
I would say no, because I don't really go off of with this business of, man, I'm trying to make $1 million. Oh, I'm trying to have a Fortune 500 company. I'm not doing that. I'm just doing it because I love it. And if it grows, it grows. And
It's a byproduct.
and for me, I'm like I said again, my circle will tell me, because what I do is I have enough entrepreneur friends and enough 9-to-5 friends to where they're gonna say, "Hey, Mac, like you need to look at doing this or maybe this," and then I have other friends who are saying, "Go for it." But for me, I'm just a person that I know the work that I'm gonna put in. So like when he brought that up about the fleets, it was a no-brainer. I was like, yes, because yeah, I'm not just focusing on money, but hey, I want to make money. But then also, like I said, if I don't take that, then where would I be now? I may
Wow.
not have the companies and contracts that I have that are going to put me in a position to where I'm comfortable and I'm good right now.
Right.
You know?
Right. Well, listen, for someone that just literally basically like all in started your company a little over a year ago and you already have employees and fleet contracts. Listen, I think you are on the right road to you got a very clear vision. And you are like, I don't hear any fear. You're like, listen, I bet on me. I'm going to figure it out as I go. Listen, in the day and age of YouTube University, there is hardly, anything that we cannot learn to do, or at least figure out new ways. But as you said, that even as you have grown and stretched and been introduced to new things, you've kind of been learning as you go that, hey, I need to do this more, or I need to do this less, or maybe I need to, subcontract this out or whatever. How important, as we get ready to close, is continuing to learn about the thing that you said? Because I know that the motive and the focus is not money, but it is very, clear that when you're focusing on customer care the way that you are and building your business, the growth and money will be a byproduct. You'll look up and you'll be like, I didn't realize I grossed this, because, if I'm really doing well with my clients, then that will help. As we, get ready to close, how important is it to continue learning in what you're doing?
It's huge. Like in my downtime, I'm always on YouTube. I'm always on YouTube, Instagram, and I'm just trying to always figure out what is the next thing that I can do. Because, like I said, I like doing the opposite of what everybody else is doing.
Right.
I may find mobile detailing, okay, all right, fleet washing, but how can I be in another lane to where I'm always wanting it to be where you may think this is going on with me, but I'm doing something different. And another thing that is huge, when I was coaching, a coach told me, he said, don't ever think you know too much. He said, YouTube is your best friend. And
Yeah.
so I literally use that all the time. I'm always sitting on the couch, YouTube, and I always have pen and paper.
Yeah.
I like writing everything down. So I'm always pen and paper.
Yes. Okay. Come on, pen and paper. See, everybody gonna start laughing in the chat because they know I am old school. Like,
oh, I love it.
Yes.
It helps me for some reason. I like it.
Yeah. Somebody said in the chat, I'm glad you mentioned tax is so important, because you get into a totally different tax bracket. We often forget that. And so again, yes, everybody laughing because they know hashtag pen to paper. They know I listen. They know I'm a writer. And it is psychologically proven that when you write something by hand, you're 50% more likely to remember it. And I don't know about science, but I do know that that is true for me. So, okay, y'all heard it from somebody else. And so, Ronnie, again, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule. You've been on the go all day to be with us on tonight. The tribe and all of the rooms are loving it. They're in 2 Facebook rooms. They're on YouTube. We posted it on Instagram. We've connected with you. You guys go out to Instagram and follow Ronnie Mack Jr. so you can start to see what is going to be next for the Rubber Duck Detail Mobile Company. Again, as we get ready to close, Ronnie, is there any last comments or anything you want to say to the people on tonight about being an entrepreneur?
Yeah, one, thank you for having me on here. And then also,
thank you.
Being an entrepreneur, I mean, you really just can't be afraid, honestly. And then at the end of the day, one thing I'm gonna leave you with, this is one huge thing that I always remember, I tell my friends, is a lot of people aren't afraid of like being an entrepreneur, right? The biggest thing that they're afraid of, they're scared of like the work that it's gonna take. Because nobody's afraid, like you're not afraid to bet on yourself. I'm sure nobody in this group chat is afraid. But what people are afraid of is the work that it's going to take. Because for instance, today I called 15 companies. Out of 15 companies, I got a bunch of, oh, we already have somebody that does this for us. Oh, we have, but for me, I have to keep going. And I have to call. And out of those 15, I got, I think 1 or 2.
Wow.
I have to look at those as a win, because those are a win, because I could have went 0 for 15. Right?
Well, you could have just said, I'm not going to make any calls at all. That's a whole nother back room, so to speak, thing that you're having to do for your company. You got to get out there and market. You got to get out there and network. You got to call. You got to put your name in the hat. And even for people that have said no, we already have someone. Who knows? Tomorrow their person may back out and they remember that, hey, Ronnie Mack has called us every month for 6 months.
I do.
And you know, and because you're keeping your name and your face and your business in people's faces, and and you're keeping yourself on their brain. And so we never know what those cold calls are going to do. A no today can definitely be a yes tomorrow, because we never know what's going to happen. Somebody's company, God forbid, may go belly up. Somebody may have to drop a contract because they can't keep it up, or somebody may decide, hey, I'm going to abruptly retire and go to Mexico, and I want to hand all of my contracts over to him. Or again, because you've kept your face and name in the hat, people are going to remember, hey, let's give this guy a try. And you're building a portfolio. And so we're looking forward to everything that is coming for you and your company. We wish you well, praying growth that will blow your mind, but at the same time, praying that you're able to retain and maintain the growth that you're getting ready to walk into, and that you go at a pace that keeps your business in top tier, in the 1%, as you said it, because you've got a clear vision. And so listen, tribe, one more time, put some hearts on the screen for Ronnie Mack Jr. of the Rubber Duck Detailing, mobile detailing company here in Birmingham, Alabama. But listen, your brother travels all over the world to service some of the top clients in the world. And so we are thankful that he's here. We're grateful for everything that's coming down the pipe for him and his employees and his team. And so we're looking forward to seeing what's next for you. They're putting hearts all over the screen in all of the rooms, Ronnie. So thank you again for being here with us on tonight. And listen, tribe, we'll see you guys in the morning. Well, I'll see you guys in the morning for live at 5:55 Faith Friday, and come back next Thursday as we close out our Minding Your Business series for February with your girl, Tracy Ritchie, who will be here with us next Thursday. I am looking forward to wrapping this up with a great big bow. She has given me the best vibes, and I cannot wait for you guys to meet Tracy next Thursday.
Close friend of mine, by the way.
Listen, she is great. We talked, and I got the greatest vibes from her. And so I'm looking forward to that conversation with her. But listen, you guys, go out to Amazon. Lord Jesus, I don't know what I'm speaking over you, Ronnie.
I hope so.
Yes, go out to Instagram and follow Ronnie Mack Jr. You'll see the little rubber ducky at the top of his page. Follow him, go to his page and show him some love, put some hearts on the screen, go to his page on Instagram and thank him properly for being here with us on tonight. Listen, see you guys in the morning. God bless y'all. Thank you.